Good day, good people. I'm Dr. Johnny Pierce, but you could just call me Johnny, and this is the Actually Well podcast. I have had a great time talking with the ladies about their mental health over the month of May, and now it's time for the fellas. And to kick things off, the first interview I'm doing for the month of June is going to be with the man who makes it all possible for you to see this podcast. He does all the sound, all the video edits, all of the everything you see when you hear that click and all that other stuff. That's this guy right here. And this guy is
Drew Hurt. Nice to meet you.
Drew Hurt is not just anybody. This is my absolute best friend in the world, my ace boom coon, my man's. And Drew, I appreciate you letting me interview you in your home.
Word. Welcome.
We were doing some editing before this. So like, this man is actually working on this right now. But I happen to be in town, very happy to be in town. And this is going to be the first one I put out for the men. And Drew, what do you do?
I am a creative consultant. So that kind of like encompasses a bunch of things. By trade, I'm an engineer and musician. Because the world is what it is, I have to do like a million things to keep my lights on. So we just throw it all in consultation. Audio engineering, video editing, creative development, artist development, anything dealing with like bringing a person's like creative ideas to people is kind of my bag.
So I'm fortunate to know him personally, but you're going to want to get to know him if you happen to be creative, because he's not isolated to one area. This man travels, been to every continent but Antarctica.
Every continent but Antarctica at this point.
And he did it before the age of 30.
Before 30, yep. It's been an adventure for sure.
Indeed. So speaking of adventures, our friendship, our bond has been an adventure, because I remember meeting you when I was a wee baby Seamus. My aunt lived upstairs from you and your family on the east side of Detroit. And I promise you, man, I did not like going over to my aunt's house because she had nothing for me to do. Like, I'm not even mad at her. She was living, her son was a grown man. She had no reason to have nothing for me to do. But she's like, there's a little boy downstairs. And I'm like, all right. So I go downstairs, knock on the door. Y'all welcomed me in. Your family was very kind to me. And then you had Jurassic Park on Sega. And at that point, I didn't really care much about you, but the Sega and the Jurassic Park was like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like my first memory of you as a person in my life. What, if anything, do you remember from that time?
I remember you coming by to play Sega. I remember having Jurassic Park or like renting or whatever. I don't remember us playing it. I just know that I had it there and like games were played.
Well, actually, that's kind of the thing. That version of Jurassic Park was the first one on Sega, and it was a one-player game.
Word.
So you legitimately were just watching the game. And I was more than happy to play your game. Word. I don't remember talking to you very much. I was terrible.
Yeah, I can't remember any conversation or anything like that. Admittedly, I'm big on like I used to like love watch people play games. Like my pops used to play Doom, and I just sit there and watch them play Doom for hours. You ever play? Nah.
And I had no idea, because I totally was like, yo, I'm playing this game. And I don't even care if you want to play. Like, it's my game now. Word. But thankfully we evolve. Life happens. The next time that you became a character on the scene, because I didn't keep up with you when we were kids. I mean, we didn't have smartphones back then. We didn't have social media back then. You lived on the east side, I lived on the west side. It's like two different worlds in Detroit. So the next time that your name came up was actually my cousin Jermaine, my aunt's son. I was moving to Chicago for grad school. He's like, you need to get in touch with Drew. I'm like, who's Drew? And he never could answer the question in a way that jarred my memory in any way. Like, he kept just saying things about you, like, oh man, he played at Carnegie Hall and he did this. And I'm like, all of these things sound really cool, but I have no idea who this person is. And you talking to me like I know him. So I actually ended up at my aunt's house in her kitchen. I said, Jermaine keeps saying I need to talk to somebody named Drew. Who is Drew? She's like, oh, you don't remember Drew? I'm like, no. She's like, the little boy that lived downstairs from me when I was on Bedford. I was like, oh, him. Oh, okay. All right. And I reached out to you, man, and you helped me figure out my apartment situation when I first moved to Chicago. Word. And then every step of the way, man, you've been a guardian angel, man. You cut my hair back when I still had it. You actually are the person who cut my hair off officially. I remember your partner at the time. She was like, what are you doing? You're like, no, he asked for it.
Yep.
Oh, man. But you were absolutely crucial to me surviving Chicago, man. You helped me survive a marriage that didn't work out. You're the only person who tried to give me a heads up, like, hey man, I don't know if you're ready to do this. You know, some people talked to me about it afterwards and was also like, yeah, I told you so. And it's like, you got to tell the person in the first place before you say told you so. But like, you actually never said I told you so, man. You best man at the wedding, with a DJ at the wedding. And then even when it didn't work out, like you still was there, man. You didn't think like, hey, here go this goofball. I knew he wasn't gonna work out. And then when the second wedding happens, it was during COVID, but like you shared your thoughts on that. You're the godfather of my daughter. Like, you are my best friend, man, and I appreciate you so much. But obviously the whole podcast can't be about that. So in terms of your own wellness journey, I've been asking everybody about their wellness journey. What, if anything, do you want to share about yours?
What do I want to share on wellness journey? It's been an interesting road. I know that, like, you know, there are very few unique, I guess, situations in the world. Like it's 8 billion people, something like that. But mine's, I've found in a lot of spaces that it's been pretty unique. I've lived very like nomadically since like 17. And it's been a lot of like figuring things out, to the point of you saying, you know, I helped you through yours. You helped me through a lot of mine too. It's really hard. I want to say that I've found it difficult, but it's been a job to find people that I can like connect with and stuff. So, it's just been a big experience of like learning myself through being by myself. Again, traveling a whole lot, learning different people and like applying different people, different ways of people, different cultures, and like figuring out how to apply that, what I've learned or what I've experienced, to like my life and my view of the world kind of thing. So it's just been pretty pretty wild.
One of my favorite things about being cool with you is who you've also exposed me to. Like, because you have that eclectic background in terms of who you've been around, where you've been, I've met some pretty cool people, and, you know, we had to navigate situations with different people as they came up. And I wouldn't have got those opportunities without having met you. And then how you handle situations. You know, people think about me being trained and a psychologist and all this good stuff, but I've seen you be in some exceptionally stressful situations and hold it together. And one of those things where people really don't even know sometimes just how much like you are doing mental acrobatics to figure out how to make stuff happen. How do you do that? Like, like we talked about it a little bit, but like, you know, what, if anything, would you like share with somebody else so they might be able to learn something from it?
I'm a big perspective person. If people are like zodiac people, it could be like the Libra in me, but I'm big on perspective. I'm big on like understanding like where people are coming from, and understand that and that there are a million things that go on, you know, like just like I was saying earlier, like there's a million things that happen with me that like nobody else necessarily sees. So there's no way for them to respond or account for it. And I try and give people that same kind of thing. I try and give situations that same kind of thing. And yeah, there's so many like little influences on it. I lightly like studied a little like Buddhism at a point. Got into Tai Chi for a little bit, and that like opened my mind up to a whole lot of things in regards to just like moving through the world, like just acceptance, and like not necessarily say acceptance in the sense of like, oh, you know, it just is what it is, whatever. But like some things kind of are what they are, and like they don't have to define you or the moment or anything like that. You just kind of right there, just like, okay, this is the defense is doing this, the offense got to do that, and vice versa, kind of situation. I feel like it's one of the few things, learning acceptance, that you can kind of apply across cultures, across like all the different things that influence us all, because there's only so much you as an individual or us as a group can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to take some things, I don't want to say in stride and make it seem like it's okay, but like it'll be okay for whatever it could be.
Right. What you hitting on is something that I talk about all the time. Like, I think that we have to learn to trust ourselves and learn to trust that we can endure. You know, obviously, if it's a situation that you can get out of, it doesn't make sense to stay in a bad situation. But sometimes you can't get out of the bad situation. Sometimes the money is funny. Sometimes you got to live where you got to live. Sometimes you got to live with who you got to live with. And instead of being miserable the whole time and just ruminating on it. It's like, oh man, I got to deal with this every day. Like, all right, I got to deal with this right now. I don't know exactly when this is going to end, but at some point it's going to end. I got to make sure I'm okay on the other side of this. That this isn't something that's just haunting me forever, or that I find myself stuck in longer than I have to be simply because I didn't think about it from this perspective. So you saying acceptance is, whew, man, it's so on task, on target for like what the podcast is. And I remember I actually reached out to you about doing it about a year before we even started recording anything. And you was immediately on board, which got me excited because I knew anything that you was going to be a part of. Like, we've never worked together on something and not gone well. And then as I was throwing ideas out there about how it would look and what we would do, like, you just kind of being supportive and encouraging throughout that. It's just more of the same of what's been our friendship. And like, that's not the only reason why I'm so close to you, but it is one of the things that helps with my mental health. Right. And I've tried my best, even though I'm a yapper in these interviews, not to make it about me, but like in this one, I will say, like, I'm purposely interviewing you despite the fact that you don't necessarily have a psychology background, that you don't necessarily do psychology with anybody in particular, but you've been critical to my psychology. And I've seen you be critical to other people's psychology. I used to say you were the home for the misfit toys. And I was one of the damn misfit toys. Word. Because I've seen people be in bad spots and you kind of try to lift them up out of it. And they haven't always, responded in kind. Some have bitten the hand. And that doesn't discourage you from doing it for the next person, because you have a way of just moving on. Like, that was that situation with that person. This is a totally different person. So I've seen it in action. And I just want you to know, man, it's rubbed off on me. Right. It really has. So identity is a big part of what I've been doing in these interviews as well. And I'm wondering, like, is there any aspect of your identity, whether it's something that is about your kind of background or something about what you've kind of gotten into doing, that you see shaping you in some way?
Yeah. Actually, it's interesting that you say that, because identity has always been a really big thing for me. Through my younger years, especially, I felt like it was a lot of me trying to figure out who I was supposed to be. And that, how about like now I view myself as like, like a cool black nerd guy.
Cool black nerd guy.
And it's like, it's not a thing of like a negative thing. It's a thing like I've pushed myself. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be a person that's just like into little gadgets and techie things or whatever. And environments don't necessarily promote you being that thing sometimes, or like, or whatever thing that you want to be. I can say that my environment didn't always allow, it didn't offer a whole lot in regards to being able to do that. And once I realized what was going on, it was like a big effort for me to like figure out not just like who I want to be, but how I want to be it, and how to go about doing it and stay consistent to it. I feel like a lot of people could benefit from just taking that time and figuring out, like, am I the person that I want to be right now, or am I the person that the situation is kind of like suggesting I be, or pushing me towards? I don't like saying like making me, because you don't have to do anything. We all got a choice. And even just knowing that, like, knowing the choices that you have makes a huge difference.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to have, like, I think when people hear the concept of having a choice, they think about having like this array of choices. And it may not be an array. You might have 3 choices, but you typically have some choice in most situations, not all. And being able to recognize that and also make that what you focus on, because you can focus on all the choices you don't have. You can focus on all the control you don't have. You don't always have control over what's around you, where you are in a given moment, or what the atmosphere is like. You might not have control over that. So many times we feed so much energy into what we can't control, we overlook and ignore what we can. And take me back to some of the conversation we have in Chicago about, like, we knew we weren't in good situations. We knew that to the degree that we can control it, it wasn't going to get better immediately. Like, Chicago being the city that it is, where it is highly diverse but highly segregated. We were black men in Chicago, and we were painfully aware of the fact that we were black men in Chicago. I got racially profiled in my first summer there. You got racially profiled in your own parking area in your apartment complex. Like, we had those experiences, and it was nothing that either one of us could do to protect the other from it. And yet at the same time, like, couldn't protect ourselves from it either. That feeling of powerlessness sucked, but we didn't stay stuck on it because we knew we had to just keep going. And man, did we just keep going? Because we left Chicago right after each other. You moved out to Brooklyn first.
Mm-hmm.
Then I moved out to PA so I could do my internship and postdoc. And like you stayed put in this area. Like we in JC, love you, Jersey City. Y'all show me love. You done been here how long now?
Oof, I've been in Jersey City actually I think like 11 or 12 years, and I think I've been in the greater New York area for 14 years now, 13 or 14 years. Wow. Time is flying.
Time has flown. But yeah, we used to joke that you were the survivor man because it didn't matter what resources you had or didn't have, the situation, you'd figure out how to MacGyver your way through it.
Yeah, making the most with the least, kind of, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that neither one of us got to do that anymore. And it's not to say that we can't do that anymore, but I'm glad neither one of us got to do that anymore. Those are tough times.
Yeah.
But given that you are doing so many creative things, do you have anything that's coming up that you want to put out there?
What do I have coming up? I work on this crazy podcast. It's really dope. Actually, well, just want to put it out there. Y'all should check that out. I've my a bunch of different creative projects coming out, and nothing in particular right now that I could like necessarily promote. I also work on another project called Design Crimes with my partner. She does like really cool assessments, I guess. Like she does like stories on like interesting things in architecture and design. A lot of them are like things like cases of things that are going on, like buildings not made to code but are like famous buildings and causing all these things. It's really cool. So that's something I'm working on. That's really cool. Yeah, and then myself. Working on myself.
This man. This is why this is my guy. I asked him what he got going on. Pumps the pod on the pod. Just putting it out there. I do this podcast. It's crazy. And then, I mean, highlighting what you're working on with your partner, man. Like that's just who I know you to be, man. You do that, and it's not in a way where a woe is me. Like I ain't got nothing. Like you got stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know you're doing but you get the chance, and you're like, nah, I want to highlight what these other folks are doing that I care about.
Mm.
And man, I love that spirit. Like I try to walk with that spirit as well. We've had some fun conversations about faith, and we don't always line up in the same exact spot, but the same spirit is there, man. The same spirit is there. They say iron sharpens iron.
Mm.
And man, you have definitely been iron for me. Like I would not be the person that I am, the man that I am. I wouldn't be the therapist that I am if I hadn't had you as a friend, if I don't keep you as a friend. So it's been paramount that I figure out how we stay intact. And we've done so across multiple moves, now decades, life circumstances.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, man, I just appreciate you. And I definitely was like, I got to get Drew on the pod. I got you. I snuck you in one of the pods. It's like episode 7, I think it was. I was talking about life tag. And I was like, hey, man, find the dopest picture you got right now. Put you in here, man. I got to get you in the pod. And you're like, all right. But like, that willingness to be in the background and fall back, man, it's appreciated.
Yeah, of course,
hey, man. You're shining. You're shining, man. You're shining. So if people want to follow you anywhere, where should they follow you?
You can follow me pretty much across all socials, who_hurt. I have Instagram. That's probably like the one that I'm on the most. I'm a little bit active on Threads. I'm a tad bit kind of, take it with a grain of salt. Like I'm a creative. That's just what you're gonna get. But yeah, like feel free, follow me on any of the socials, who_hurt. I have you can find like a bunch of like stuff I've worked on, projects and stuff through that too. Yeah.
So per usual, I am still trying to bring out the best in me and others around me by highlighting the awesome things that people are doing. This month is about the fellas. I really thank you for watching so many different episodes leading up to this point. I mean, 16 interviews with 16 amazing ladies. I won't likely be able to get to 16 interviews with 16 amazing guys, but this one had to be in there. Like, this is the guy, like my children know he's cooler tonight. my daughter, whenever we talk about my friends, she's like, you know, Drew's the coolest, right? I'm like, I know Drew's the coolest. I told you that Drew was the coolest. But please click like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have somebody in your life that you consider a best friend or somebody who's been absolutely essential to your mental health, give them a shout out in the comments section. Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all an assignment now because we ain't getting no comments the way I want to. But I'm gonna give y'all an assignment. Go ahead and shout them out in the comment section. Introduce them to the podcast. Do what you can to be the best you can and surround yourself with the best village you can. Be well.